Yesterday, I came out to the studio after I'd already buttoned everything up, shut the lights off, went away for the weekend. And there was a screaming match that took place in the Oval Office. I'm sure you've heard about it. You've either seen it on social media or you've watched a video of mine or someone else's. If you haven't, just go to my best videos from yesterday and you'll see my explanation of it. Get a little fired up. I think justifiably so. Lindsey Graham, who has been a supporter of Ukraine in word, not necessarily in deed, but in word. He's more of a supporter of Donald Trump. He took, after the screaming match, after the double teaming attack of J.D. Vance and Donald Trump on Volodymyr Zelenskyy, a far more patriotic individual and supportive of America than those two dipshits, for sure. After that, Lindsey Graham left the White House complex, or left the White House at the structure itself, and went out onto the little portico there and took to the cameras to give a statement. And it is, look, there's a lot of eroticism with these Republican types who, you know, they're all straight, white, alpha men. But then when they prostrate themselves before Donald Trump and do the unmentionable, and this is this Lindsey Graham just gargling the ball bag of Donald Trump on live camera practically, where he's saying it was an utter disaster, but then also, but I'm so proud of Donald Trump, so proud of Donald Trump for how he acted when he attacked an ally in the Oval Office. He's siding with our enemy, with a hostile foreign power, a malign influence on our very democracy. Donald Trump is sidling up to him in a manner more gross, more dangerous, more detrimental to our republic than when he committed treason in Helsinki. When he said, I don't have any reason I wouldn't believe him, and then later walked it back and said, no, I meant I would believe him, I would believe him. It's not what he meant. It's not what he said, and it's not what he meant. So here's Lindsey Graham. Brace yourself if you're not into the eroticism of Republican love relative to their worshiping their dear leader. Watch this, and then I got another clip where he goes on Fox News and then really, really steps in it. But watch this.
Yeah. All right.
For you and for us.
So, what do I think? Complete, utter disaster. I've been to Ukraine 8 or 9 times since the war started. I understand the consequences of Putin's actions against Ukraine. I appreciate what the Ukrainian people have done. They fought like tigers. At the end of the day, I was hoping that this minerals deal, which would be transformative in the relationship, would go over well. I talked to Zelenskyy this morning. Don't take the bait. President Trump was in a very good mood last night. Somebody asked me, am I embarrassed about Trump? I have never been more proud of the president. I was very proud of J.D. Vance, standing up for our country. We want to be helpful. What I saw in the Oval Office was disrespectful, and I don't know if we can ever do business with Zelenskyy again. I think most Americans saw a guy that they would not want to go in business with. The way he handled the meeting, the way he confronted the president was just over the top. So I think the relationship between Ukraine and America is important, vitally important. But can Zelenskyy do a deal with the United States? After what I saw, I don't know.
Senator Graham, 2 questions.
What did President Trump say to you? You just had lunch with President Trump. What did he say to you about his interactions and whether he thinks
he was shocked? He was very upbeat. I told Zelenskyy, we'll talk about security guarantees. We'll talk about ceasefires and how the war ends. This is a process. You have a new relationship with America, a $500 billion, half a $1 trillion deal that President Trump is proud of, that gives us an interest worth defending. Let's talk about the positive. But he was terrible at Munich, Zelenskyy, and I think he has made it almost impossible to sell to the American people that he's a good investment, that he is a good business partner.
Last question. Senator, hey, one at a time. One at a time. Christian Daytime.
Thank you. you think President Zelenskyy needs to resign to resume these peace talks?
He either needs to resign and send somebody over that we can do business with, or he needs to change.
This is cowardice, is what this is. I told Zelenskyy not to take the bait, knowing he would be baited. That's not disrespect to you, Lindsey Graham. That's not disrespect to you. You have to mind Donald Trump and his moods and be aware of what kind of a mood he's in to determine how the national security posture of the United States is going to go. Does it depend upon the mood on whether we will back our allies? Lindsey Graham, ball bag gargler extraordinaire, is that what you're saying? And you warned Zelenskyy, don't take the bait. They're going to try to bait you. They're going to try to sabotage you. You knew in advance that would happen. And yet you're proud of Donald Trump. So proud of Donald Trump. Oh, weepy. Lindsey Graham. So proud of J.D. Vance. Oh, so proud. And Zelenskyy needs to go. He needs to resign. He needs to be gone. How can we help the country of Ukraine when their fiercest fighter is on the job? Fucking gross. It wasn't his only moment. This was not his only moment before the cameras. He raced to the lawn to go on to Fox News and say something similar. Only he really brought to bear his lack of understanding of global affairs and the parties at play here by saying that Vladimir Putin in Russia, in Moscow, they're more afraid now after watching what just took place. They're more afraid of Donald Trump after Donald Trump took up their cause and promoted their propaganda than they ever have been. Watch this.
Takeaway. I told President Trump, I said, there's two ways to look at this. Your interaction with Zelenskyy was maybe the best television I've ever seen, but it's deeper than that. The world is now watching how Trump behaves and acts when he's pressed. I thought he stood up for America, that we're a good people, we want to help you, but we're going to be respected. So I think Moscow is probably more afraid of Trump than ever. Hope the Chinese are, and I hope the Iranians are. As to Zelenskyy and Ukraine, to the Ukrainian people, America wants to help you. The way the meeting went today, you made it almost impossible to help you.
Lindsey Graham does not believe that. Lindsey Graham is a soulless piece of dirt who betrayed his self-described best friend John McCain by allying with Donald Trump, the man who besmirched him in a disgraceful way. Lindsey Graham's a coward, a physical coward and a weakling, a member of the cult. In no way, under any examination of what took place in the Oval Office yesterday, did Donald Trump stand up for America. He denigrated the former president of America in the same argument, in the same screaming match. But it was the best television he's ever seen, because that's what matters. It's about the ratings and who saw it and whether it was entertaining. We shouldn't have leaders who are attempting to entertain the populace. We should have leaders who are tending to the serious problems that we face globally. We should have leaders who want to end the brutal invasion of Ukraine, the killing of innocent women and pregnant ladies have been murdered by Russian troops. Hospitals firebombed. But it was good television, says Lindsey Graham. Ghouls. Unserious ghouls. But eggs were expensive, y'all. Eggs and the gasoline. I need cheaper gas. Cowards and traitors to the Republic each and every one. What is your opinion on this? You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to help support this work in independent media, you can click the join button below for $1.99, become a channel member, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. I love and appreciate you very much. Have a great weekend, the rest of it. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.